Welcome back to the show, James Rule XRP. I'll tell you what, I'm so excited. We got some news about the Ripple SEC lawsuit. It's one and done. I'm wearing my XRP shirt from the team at Ripple. Someone from Ripple actually sent this to me. I can't tell you who, but I'm super excited because today I'm going to be interviewing the team at XAO DAO. It is a project that is going to let the community participate in voting, participate in different things on a DAO. And I'm going to let the guys here explain it to you. Fabio, Santiago, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure interviewing you guys. And first of all, Fabio, if you can kind of briefly tell me your background, and Santiago the same, and then we'll kind of go into the XAO DAO and how you guys came up with this whole big idea. And I think it's awesome because XRP is involved with it. So, Fabio, take it away, brother.
Thanks, James. Thanks for having us on your channel. Yeah, just look, my background is virtually not technical, not a developer. I'm virtually coming from the corporate background. So banking and finance, manufacturing, managing director of different corporations around the world. My 16-year-old son got me into XRP, and that's about 5 years ago now. So, as a dad that worked in the corporate industry, you always find the skepticism when it comes to the crypto. But yeah, you obviously converted me, and rightly so. So it started probably 2017, and after that, I was looking into the space, and we found that in Australia, there's all these conferences going around the world, but nothing in Australia. So we created Wave Innovation. I was managing director of Wave Innovation, and we did the first XRPL Gold Coast conference in 2024. Great team behind me I had, and it was a really successful conference. So step forward, probably about 6 months after that, there was an opportunity to virtually create a DAO. And again, I had no idea what a DAO was. So researched, found out exactly what was needed and why it was needed more than anything else. But of course, I needed someone to actually back me up from a technical point of view with some knowledge. And Santiago is the man. So we're here today after probably about a year or so. We've created this DAO, and it's virtually an opportunity for developers to have a voice in the community or in the industry. Also, the XAO DAO also sits on the board of the new XRP Foundation, and virtually we're there, as I said, to represent the developers. So we are a voice for that community.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that intro, man. Santiago, man, you know all the nuts and bolts about what's going on, man. Tell us about yourself.
Oh boy, I'll keep it brief, but thanks,
Okay.
James, for having us on. We appreciate
Yes,
you.
you bet.
Look, you're a major member of this community and have been for as long as I've been in XRP Ledger community. So, being with you it's a big deal for me, and I appreciate you having us on. So, thanks for that. I'm a technical guy by background. I was an engineer prior to getting into blockchain space in 2017. And like a lot of us, I came in really with the price action. It was really exciting. I loved how passionate the community was behind their particular network and blockchain, and that really drew me in. And then I naturally, as an engineer, I got into the technology, and I saw how the XRP Ledger was solving the double spend problem and having permissionless networking in a way that didn't require the same proof of work as Bitcoin. And I thought that was a really elegant solution. And at the end of the day, it was about people deciding who they want to transact with, right, and who they trust. And to me, I thought that was like super elegant and efficient. And that's really what community is about. We've got this community that is deciding we want to connect with each other. This is us today connecting with you and your audience. That would have never been possible, 20, 30 years ago. We're
Right.
finding people in relationships we couldn't imagine because of this technology. And it's just more than just servers, right? It's people. So that's what I fell in love with at the end of the day. I moved away from the machines, and I drifted to where the true value is, which is the people in the community. So Fabio reached out and asked me if I would like to join in creating a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. And, I looked at a lot of the other failures that were going on in the world, with regards to DAOs and with crypto in general. And I'm like, we can do better than that. And, you know, you look back at the lawsuit, and I remember how quickly the community coalesced into a force that battled against the federal government. That to me was like, okay, this is the most powerful community in crypto, bar none. There's just nothing even close. If you can support fighting the federal government and having the entire world against you and be successful, you know, I think we deserve everything we're getting right now. So that's why I'm here.
Absolutely, man. You know, we fought and we fought and we fought and we won, and everything was capped off today. And yeah, it's just amazing. John Deaton and thousands. You know, I put in about 6 affidavits to the Ripple lawsuit through John Deaton because at the time, and I know I'm kind of getting off the subject for a second. At the time, I was paid solely in XRP as a salary. I was spending my XRP on a debit card, MasterCard, and I was paying for bills. I was paying for YouTube tips. I was paying for many things. So I was living proof that XRP is a currency. It's used as a payment. And it just blows me away that, you know, I was mentioned in some of those court documents. And but just being a part of this, just being part of this wonderful community, just meeting people around the world that have vision and goals for their families. They want to take care of future generations. And we all grew up in the world of the internet, and now we're growing up in this internet of value, and it's just incredible, the XRP ledger, what you guys are building. So let's go ahead and get into the DAO. Tell me what it's about, and tell me how the community can become involved in this.
Yeah. So, as mentioned before, James, we identified that the developers did not have a voice or have a platform where they could actually go and actually promote what their project wanted to be. So, the DAO is basically a central point, if you want to call it that way, a central point for them to have a voice. And the good thing about the DAO doesn't discriminate. So if whatever proposal you want to put through, basically that's what it's there for. So the DAO again is a central voice for the community, for developers, or for that matter for any marketers, whatever may be the case, to basically be able to approach us, promote whatever they need to promote, and be able to for the community to assess that.
That's awesome. I mean, you know, so many people are trying to get their projects out there, and being a DAO, being community involved, totally decentralized. I mean, a DAO is totally decentralized as well. You're going to have voting rights, you're going to have incentives, you're going to have all kind of things, and you're primarily going to be using XRP. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the membership is visually based on that. So we'll start with the XRP. That will obviously be funded into, or will be deposited into a wallet, and that basically will be the original or the initial, I guess, funding for our treasury anyway.
Okay. Well, give me more.
Yeah.
Give me more, Santiago. Come on.
Yeah. So the XRP Ledger, the technology itself is at the core of the DAO. So, for example, as Fabio mentioned, when a member wants to join, they take $10 worth of XRP and they pay into the DAO treasury that $10 of XRP. Let's say XRP is $2.50. They would deposit 4 XRP. And in exchange, what they get is a membership NFT. Now, this isn't like any other NFT where it's just a graphic or something like that. This is an actual legal claim in the state of Wyoming under the DAO LLC structure that gives the member the authority and all the rights and privileges that come with being part of a limited liability corporation. So that includes claims on any company assets, profits and losses, all of the things that come with being part of an actual legal entity. And that in itself is unique compared to a lot of other DAOs. I'm not familiar with too many other DAOs that have used that structure, and certainly none on the XRP ledger. So that's the first step is people pay their fee in XRP, and their NFT is minted and deposited in their wallet on the XRP ledger. That NFT then essentially becomes your membership badge. And from then on, all your transactions related to the DAO, the process scans to make sure that you're a valid member. And if you're a valid member, then you get to vote on proposals. You get to submit proposals, things that you think are good ideas. And eventually we hope to make that membership come with a lot of other privileges besides just deciding the direction of the DAO. It might, give you access to certain things, investments, other exclusivity kind of options. So we're super excited, and we're really excited about all the ideas that people have. We've already been bombarded with, oh, let's try this, let's do that. So there's a real desire out there for a kind of unifying force and getting these ideas out there. And there's so much potential.
It's neat that you get the community involved, feedback of what's good, what's bad. Maybe we can tweak this, maybe we can tweak that. Now, what about the NFT getting you into like a community regional meetup somewhere? Yeah, even have a meetup, or say, let's meet in Texas and Houston, or meet in Boston, or meet in wherever, Australia, or whatever. Have some big meetup. We all get together. We all just kind of put our minds together. But so if I'm new to crypto and I have my own self-custody XRP wallet and I really don't want to mess with voting or anything like that, can I just attach my wallet that has that NFT attached and just pretty much sit on it?
Correct.
Oh, absolutely. Once you become a member, you get all the benefits of the DAO. You don't have to vote, and there's no penalty for not voting, except that you're not participating in what the direction, but you get all the benefits. So if the DAO is successful and accruing value and whatever it is it's doing, you would be a beneficiary. So you can be a passive member if you want. It's really up to you.
Well, people are real particular. I got hacked on my X account here about a week ago, and I'm a crypto teacher. I teach people about hacks. I teach people about your recovery phrases, never sharing in emails and texts and all this stuff. So people are fearful. So if I were to connect an XRP wallet to the DAO, is the DAO going to know the person that connected that wallet?
Well, no. First of all,
you're going to know it's my wallet.
No.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
The answer is no, but you're not connecting your wallet. It's the NFT virtually connected to your wallet.
I got you.
Okay, and that's a screenshot. So as I said, we get a snapshot of the NFT. So we do not touch your wallet. You still got full custody of that. And that's, I guess, what needs to be drummed out to the community, because that's basically what they're thinking, exactly like you do, James. So
that's what I've been hearing. Everybody's like, I'm not attaching my XRP wallet. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, I thank you for clearing that up. That's going to set a lot of the community at ease. So all you do is hold this NFT. The snapshots are going to take place before the voting of that NFT and whatever XRPs in that particular wallet. Okay, and nobody can touch your XRP.
Yeah, this is let's be precise. So there's two ways in which membership is going to occur. In the beginning, it's going to be exclusively for people who have non-custodial wallets. That means that you yourself have a wallet and you keep your XRP yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge class of people in the XRP community who prefer to keep their wallets with exchanges, like Uphold or Kraken or Bitstamp. Those are custodial wallets, and we're working closely with those exchanges so that they can credit how much XRP their users have under their accounts, so that they give them the appropriate voting power. But in both cases, the XAO DAO never custodies any user assets for non-custodial 100%. And the private keys remain with the users as they should.
Absolutely. Never share your 12 or 24 word keys, no matter what, because in the past 5 years since I've been a crypto teacher, most of the messages I get on social media is, I got scammed. I don't know what happened. And then they tell me, well, I went to this website and I validated my wallet on this official website, and they gave away the keys to the castle, and their XRP or whatever was stolen within minutes. And it just makes me sick to my stomach to see that. But thanks for clarifying that, because so many people are worried, because every day we get texts, every day we get emails, every day we get a email from, it looks like a legit company, saying that you need to hurry up and do this or you're going to lose your crypto. And if you do it, you're going to lose your crypto anyway. So you're going to get projects building on top of the XRP Ledger, and the opportunity to be, I don't know, how would you say it? The community is going to vote on if these projects are viable to be on the XRP Ledger. I mean, how's that going to work?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can put a proposal together on a project. So let's say, for example, James, you had an idea to create um, a nightclub entrance pass, right? As an example. And as a developer, you'd say, okay, I want to make it so that only XAO DAO members with the NFT can get into my nightclub. And by the way, I also want an exchange for the XAO DAO to invest in my nightclub. Take a 20% share in the nightclub, something like that, whatever. There's a couple of challenges there. First, you would need a developer to set up the tech stack so that it works. The clients come to the club, they scan the barcode, they get in. You need somebody to develop that. So we would connect people who have those skills with people who need those skills. And then the next step would be if the XAO takes a direct investment in a some kind of business, then there would be a beneficiary of that business, right? If there's profits that derive from there, those profits then get distributed to all the members. So, on the one hand, it's a way to support the developers who are building on the ledger, which is where the value comes from. But then that's in another way, it's hey, we focus all of our power as a community into a treasury, and we can make investments in all kinds of businesses, technologies, etc., and grow like any other company would grow. The only difference is that we're around the world, and we've decided to organize ourselves around the ledger. So it's as powerful as we want it to be and want to make it.
So, what gives an individual more voting rights than another individual in the DAO?
So that's a good thing. Thanks for that. Great question, James. There isn't. We've actually have kept the voting. And words, I'm paraphrasing words from Santiago. Yes, we did it in a gallant way, where whales obviously cannot veto any or take over any voting rights of it. So everybody's got a fair chance of voting, and virtually kept to a point. So
Nice.
irrespective of the XRP you have.
Now, is there a max cap on how many people can join the DAO?
No, it's as many
Nice.
people as are on the XRP Ledger and purchase that NFT. And kind of the way it works is at a high level is we do a scan of all the wallets on. This is a public permissionless network, right? So anybody can see any wallet at any time. We don't know whose wallet it is, but the wallet balances are public. And that's true today. It has nothing to do with the XAO. It's just related to the XRP Ledger, its nature.
Right.
So what we do is we do a scan of all the wallets on the XRP Ledger that have the membership NFT, and we look at the balance in each one. Let's say Fabio has got 1 million XRP and I've got 500 XRP and whatever. We all have our balances in each one. We take all that, we add it all up, and that's a total balance of potential votes. And we give you 1 vote per XRP. So those votes are minted on the XRPL EVM sidechain. And then if you are a whale and your vote tally is greater than, let's say, 0.1% of the total, then you get capped at 0.1%. And that way you can't have a guy come in or some woman come in and decide unilaterally what's going to happen with every project, because that would not be reflective of the ledger. So at a certain point, there's only so many votes you can obtain, irrespective of how many XRP you have.
Nice. That's good to know, and the public needs to know that. You got so many whales out there that are unknown by a wallet address, and if they come in there and, like you said, they take over the percentage, they can pretty much run the show. So, what was my next question I was going to ask you?
I'll quickly add to that. Just a statistic. Fabio and I were running the numbers the other day, and we're looking at the ledger to see kind of the income distribution, and it turns out that 50% of all XRP in circulation is controlled by, I think it was like 40 something wallets, 44 wallets, very, very small number of wallets control almost half of the XRP ledger, XRP in circulation.
That is crazy.
And that's not even including the escrow, right? The Ripple's locked a cryptographic escrow. And so in theory, these 40 something people could all kind of form a little cabal and have enough XRP if they were all XAO DAO members to control everything. So with this method, they would not. They would all be capped, and everybody else in the community would have roughly not quite the same amount as them, but pretty close. Where in the cap would be, and that cap's adjustable, right? Fabio and I just made a good best guess, but when this thing goes live, anything is up for grabs. If people want to change that cap and raise it, lower it, the community will decide.
So I understand once the DAO starts making revenue, you can either vote to take profits or vote to put the money back into the DAO. Is that correct?
That is
Absolutely.
correct. Yeah. So the community can decide what to do with those profits. So if they believe that they want to leave it into the treasury for the XAO DAO to contribute to new projects or whatever may be the case, that's virtually, again, it's up to the community to do that. It's important for the community to have that voice. At the end of the day, it's their money.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really exciting that, anyone from the public can be a member of this DAO. I mean, it's really, really interesting what you got. And I've heard of DAOs before. I've heard of DAOs that have their own tokens and their own, crazy things going on. But you guys are specifically using XRP. Now, are you looking at maybe venturing to different blockchains in the future? Or are you just, right now it's XRP Ledger. So, you're looking at other blockchains, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Well,
Santiago smiling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I directed to whoever wants to answer it. Whoever wants to answer it. So,
go ahead, Fabio. You give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh, look, we had some call. I think probably it's on X, so it's I guess it's public, but Flare obviously it's one that wants to contribute to the XAO DAO. And it's important. I mean, the XRPL, the way we're looking at, or the way I look at it, is the XRPL, it's undervalued. There's so much potential out there. And, why not capture also from, investors from or holders from other blockchains? Why not? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a community. We don't discriminate. We're not just here for XRPL. We're there for everyone.
I mean, if you get involved with Flare, you're looking at possible staking within the DAO, right? If assets and all the other. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Tell me about it.
Well, you said it earlier, James. For me personally, I believe in the internet of value. And I think that ultimately what's being built here with all these crypto projects are pieces to a much larger tapestry that when we zoom out, we're going to see a new internet that value just flows from many, many blockchains across each other and they interoperate. So any successful DAO has to be preparing itself now for that future so that when it does come about, and we help to make it come about, that we'll be beneficiaries. At the center of that flow will always be the XRP Ledger. Our membership will always be in XRP to become a member. But we want to build all those bridges. We all are holders in other, you yourself, James, mentioned that you started off in Bitcoin. We all are part of other communities. And so we feel that we should be building connections and we should make it as easy as possible for people to both join the XAO DAO, join the XRP Ledger community, as well as for us to join other communities and interoperate that value both at a really technical layer, but also a human layer, like where maximalism is destroyed, right? Where there is none of these, you want to take down other blockchains because you just want to see your chain accrue. No, we're going to we need to build this system quickly because I think everyone senses that the old system is not going to last for very long and forever. We need to build this thing as fast as we can as an alternative, and a much better alternative. So, no, we're working already, at least at the tech level, with Flare, for example, using their FTSO Oracle. We want to use people like Evernode to build decentralized compute and file storage. A lot of other sympathetic communities, and then branch out from there. And we see the investment layer as the same thing, right? Like if there is F assets and there's yield that we can bring to our members in the most safe possible way, where they're not scammed and people don't have access to their private keys. If we can do that, we're going to be very successful.
Absolutely. And you look at the snowball effect with this technology just in the past 30 years. We all started with the internet, 2400 baud modem. My first modem, you'd see the screen draw as you connected to the internet, and then all of a sudden the 56K modem, and all of a sudden the iPhones came out, and you could take the internet with you. Now with crypto and the internet of value, I can send you XRP in 3 seconds as much as I need to for fractions of a penny. And people that are investing today don't understand the underlying technology of what we've invested in. And if they knew what the underlying technology was, they would hold on for dear life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to teach the public, because so many newbies are coming in. They just see a dollar sign.
There's routers, right?
Yeah.
There's routers. Like if I send you some XRP and you don't want it in XRP and you want it in Bitcoin, there's routers that this value will flow and interchange, and you get it the way you want, and I send it in the way I want, and everybody's happy. And I'm not forcing you to accept what I'm sending you, and you're not forcing me to send something I don't have or need. And that's freedom, right?
That's big.
That's the freedom.
That's huge. That's huge. Interoperability is what it's all about, because you got all these different blockchains, and we're trying to figure out how to integrate everything together. And like you said, like that, if I send you XRP and you want Bitcoin, all of a sudden you receive it as Bitcoin. Man.
Exactly.
Man. Okay, what else have we not talked about? I know y'all's time is valuable, and I do appreciate y'all being here at night on we have a live chat going on right now. There's people asking questions, and all of the information about XAO DAO is in the description, and pretty simple. Go to XAODAO.io and enter your email address and get on the wait list. So I was asking Fabio a while ago, when are you guys trying to go live with this, Santiago?
Why don't you take that one, Fabio? No, maybe you can even tell them about the hub.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. So, first question, when we're going to go live. So I guess the app will be need to do under stress test first of all. So we just want to make sure we iron all the bugs out. So hopefully that will be by the end of this month. So we're talking about a week or so.
Nice.
Going live after that, we hope that we've done our homework right. So there's no many bugs in the systems, but I'd say mid to late September, then we should be able to go live. Adding to that, the next project that we're looking at, it will be called XAO Hub, and that's virtually a matchmaking system. So, again, we found out the developers out there know exactly what they want to develop, but once they even manage to have the idea, once they don't know where to get the funding from, they don't know how to market their project, they don't know how to exist after the project has been developed. So we virtually want to create this XAO Hub, which is a matchmaking for anyone within the ecosystems and outside of the ecosystem. So it's not restricted just to to developers. You could have students from university that want to learn about XRP, and all of a sudden we've got James, part of the XAO Hub, that can do the education part of things. So it's a matchmaking systems where anyone can virtually find the little niche or the little matchmaking person to virtually do whatever they want to do. And the good thing about it is we will have an array of individuals there in different fields. And as soon as the individual matchmakers with that person, then obviously there's a fee paid for it. Mm-hmm. And that's basically an additional income stream for the XAO DAO. So these funds will go back into the treasury of the XAO DAO. And that's, I guess, we need to virtually think outside the square. Membership is one revenue stream for us, but I guess, like anything, you will have this ramp up of members coming in initially, then will plateau. We need to think well beyond that. So the XAO DAO, the XAO Hub, it will virtually be the additional income stream that the XAO DAO will look.
That's big. And if this thing gets big enough, do you see the big players like Ripple and all of these big companies maybe wanting to have a piece of this, even though it's a DAO? I mean,
it's not for sale. Well, it's not for sale, James.
Okay. I just want to let the public know. I don't want to piss you guys off.
What I'm saying is the XAO DAO doesn't belong to myself or to Santiago, right? It belongs to the community.
I'm just getting it out there.
If the community votes and says, look, we want these billions of dollars for it, and they all agree with it, so be it. But I don't know if it's possible. I mean, from the legal frame of point, I'm not sure if it's possible.
And y'all registered in Wyoming.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, it's Wyoming, and
Okay.
it's not just for people. To your point, James, if companies want to join the DAO, they can join. They
Oh,
can pay their
nice.
membership fee, and as legal entities, they're just like any other legal entity in the state of Wyoming or person. So they would have the right to vote. So if Fidelity has a big treasury of XRP or BlackRock or whomever, they can join. They would be capped, if they're giant whales too, but
That's
they would
right.
have a say, and they could be. It's global, so we have a lot of XRPL members in Korea, Japan, Australia, like where Fabio's at, and Europe, of course, U.S., South America. I mean, we're everywhere. So this can be an international and corporate, legal, and person organization.
Well, I'm excited for the entire organization. I'm excited that I'm going to be able to be a part of it. Now, I heard through the grapevine that you guys are going to be at Ripple Swell in November. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, as I guess attendees, but I guess it's obviously to to rub shoulders with the corporate world as well. And I guess they will be an integral part, obviously, for the hub, for the ZAO hub. We want venture capitalists to be part of those things. We want bankers and so forth. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we need to make sure we spread our wings as well within that community.
Absolutely, man. I'm jealous. I want to go to Swell.
I'm excited. I'm actually looking forward to meeting Fabio in person. He and I have been working together almost a year, and we've never met.
Really? Y'all
And
never
I
met in
felt,
person? Well, good
well,
for
yeah,
y'all. Y'all gonna meet in New
no,
York, and if
yeah.
I'm doing anything that weekend, I might fly up and just buy y'all a drink or something just to come visit you.
We'll have a good steak, James.
It's nothing for me to hop to Houston and hop on a plane to New York, man. Houston's got a big airport too. So, but man,
Nice.
what's the easiest way to get a hold of you guys? I mean, zaldao.io to sign up with your email, correct? And then I guess the social would be your X account. That would be the easiest way to contact you guys.
I mean, personally, if they
Yeah,
want to, and I've got no problem with that. It's virtually my name at zaldao.io, and that's virtually will be it's the official email address for myself. I guess at the end of the day, even now we're receiving inquiries about proposals. So can you accept my proposal? But I
Oh,
guess the community needs to understand that we can't do that, right? It has to be a community proposal initiative. One thing, James, I wanted to highlight is that we're also trying to have our web page translated in different languages, predominantly with the Asian countries.
nice.
Um, and purely because obviously we know that we've got Korea, we've got Japan, they're quite active within the XRP environment, and we want to make sure that we can consider helping them to understand what the ZAO DAO does in their own language. We will have the opportunity to virtually attend some of those events in Asia. Unfortunately, there's one coming up in September, but I think we're restricted from a budget point of view to attend. But there will be events like that the ZAO DAO will attend in those countries as well.
That is wonderful. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for the world because this is a worldwide DAO. You don't have to be from one specific part of the world. You can participate from anywhere in the world. And
That's
there's no cap. So as many people can join this DAO, as many people can get excited, can vote, can benefit from the incentives within the DAO here in the near future. People can build. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody.
that is
And
correct.
and so before we finish up, is there any key topics that I haven't covered? I asked you a lot of questions about the XRP wallets, about the whales and all that. Is there anything that we may have missed that you guys want to cover real quick before we finish?
Not from my side, I
Um,
think, but Santiago might have one.
well, I just thought a little shameless plug on the ZAO Hub. I think this is going to be really powerful. It's solving a huge problem that we've all faced. I've had trouble finding either good developers or good marketing people, venture capital. These are all, this community is so big and there's so many skills out there, people with talent, connections. We have everything we need. We don't need, you hear a lot of other communities where, oh, we need the investment bankers to come in and help us
Yeah.
out. I disagree. I think we have everything that we need right here in our community to be successful. All the pieces are there, the skills are there, the intelligence, the passion. We just need a way to connect it and connect people in a safe and secure way. And we're going to see fireworks. So, we saw just a glimmer of that in the lawsuit, because when we decided to organize, we were so powerful. And I think that if we all have something to contribute, when we all start contributing in the hub and connecting with each other, like you mentioned earlier, some people don't know how to, create a wallet or safeguard their keys. I mean, it'd be so great if you could just connect to really a good dev, somebody from the Zaman team, and they can help you out, and you can schedule a session with them, and they'll walk you through it. Things like that are they seem trivial, but they're really, really important.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with those. I mentioned Zaman, but our first two wallets for connecting to the XAO DAO will be the Zaman wallets and Bifrost. So that's how users, if you have a wallet, those are the two that will be supported initially, along with Wallet Connect, and then we're going to expand out from there and bring in the exchanges. So if you have your XRP with an exchange, we're going to be working very hard to make sure that you get represented.
Nice. That is incredible. It gives me chills, man. Because this community has gone through so much in the past 5 years, and we've held together, and we fought the governments, we fought the SEC, and we won. And we're living proof that we can win if enough people come together and get the truth out, the transparency out. We're going to win. And I think with the XAO DAO, we're all going to win. And I'm really excited to be a part of this. And I can't wait to interview you guys once this thing comes to fruition and we really get the ball rolling and we really see what's happening within the, all key aspects of it. So, man, hats off to you guys, man. Finally got to meet you in person on a Zoom call. And, man, let's make good things happen, man.
Thanks,
Let's
James.
go, baby. Thank you, James.
A pleasure.
I appreciate
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
You too, Fabio, Santiago. And don't forget, all the information is in the description of the video below. I want to thank everybody for participating in the chat tonight. All information is good. Check out the DAO, xaodao.io. It's all below. Thanks, guys. My name is James Rule XRP. And as I always tell you, I told you so.